Hey everyone, I'm Logan. I run a virtual CPA firm near Austin, Texas. Virtual just means I meet with people virtually, not in person, kind of like right now with you and me. A year ago, I shared that I was going to hire my first employee. That's not my dad. Well, I hired Gary. Gary! Gary has been with me for 1 year now. Time has no meaning anymore. I consider hiring Gary one of the best decisions I've made running my business. I'm going to explain why I think that in this video. If you want to know why I hired someone in the first place, I'll have a video linked for you to watch as well. Before I even interviewed anyone to work for me, I was worried about the time involved with having an employee. And I was concerned about the cost of having an employee. I didn't want to be paying someone for me to end up working the same amount than when I didn't have an employee. The whole reason why I wanted to have an employee was to get more of my time back. And if they couldn't give me more time back, then I'm spending money just to spend money. A lose-lose situation. I wasn't worried about the cost of an employee if I ended up working less. Within 3 years of running my firm, I had found an amount of money that I was comfortable with earning that provided my family a lifestyle that we enjoyed. The only problem was that I was working so much, I was trapped working in the business and not being able to have more downtime or time to create content. Thus, hiring an employee would help me work less without taking a hit to our lifestyle. And by lifestyle, I mean being able to afford to buy organic groceries. I drive a Crown Vic cop car, remember? I'm happy to report that I have had a positive experience with having an employee. My expectations have been exceeded. I always saw all of these tax professionals that own their own firms, but they didn't have any employees. Just them doing everything. That made me think having an employee wasn't really worth it. I also heard horror stories about the interview process, and that is really hard to find someone good. That wasn't the case for me at all. The process for hiring Gary seemed like a miracle for how smoothly everything went. What has it been like having an employee? It's been awesome. Having Gary as an employee is like paying someone to be my best friend at work. That sounds really weird and messed up. But it really be like that though. We have a great time working together. Right, Gary? Good. Gary helps prepare tax returns. He works on monthly accounting for clients. He helps research tax topics. He helps give me ideas with how I run my business. He gives me feedback on my crazy ideas with how I run my business. He has to message me back on Teams when I try to chat with him, so I'm not lonely. He's great at picking up lattes. Hey Gary, can you get a refill please? Oh, and can you get my car washed later today as well? Thanks. Once I got Gary settled in and trained up, it was like a whole new world of how I think about work opened up. I can give work to Gary for him to work on while I work on other projects. It's like twice the amount of work is getting done in half the time if I were the only one working. I got sick during busy season and Gary was working while I was sick. That was such a cool feeling that work was getting done while I was incapacitated. I think this is what Alex Hormozy calls leverage. And I must say, I think I like leverage. My clients benefit from me being able to review what Gary works on with fresh eyes, so I'm able to think more analytically versus being caught in the weeds performing the work. The more I train Gary up on performing work tasks, the more work I can give him, which frees me up to improve the firm and get more clients, which gives Gary more work, which allows me to pay him more. What's going to be the difference in my pay this year? We are halfway through the year and my net income is actually about the same as it was last year. I am expecting my net income to be lower by the end of the year, but I don't think it will be as low as I thought it would be, which is fine with me because I'm working less. I actually have a video that quantifies how much less I worked over busy season this year, and I can't wait to see what those numbers are like for all of 2024. There is one thing about having an employee that surprised me, and that's the mentoring factor. I really enjoyed helping Gary learn the ins and outs of my business and helping develop him as a tax professional. It's a neat feeling to help someone and to help them be able to not make the same mistakes that I made early on in my career. I'm hoping to train Gary to be way ahead of me when I started my career in accounting. Hiring Gary has honestly been one of the best decisions I've made. I really do consider him a good friend and I want him to be successful. Do you have any questions about what it's been like having an employee for a full year? Post them in the comments. Also, check out my community interest forum if you want to join a community of firm owners that want to help navigate things like hiring somebody for the first time. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Hey Gary, come here. Did you make this latte? Where'd you get it from? What kind of beans are these? Go get another one. Psh. It's a joke. All right. Thank you. Thank you for watching.